This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Auto repair with personal care. We know what we're talking about. Matt Gibbs and the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. We'll treat you right.
All right, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Matt Gibbs is here from Sunrise Automotive and Crossroad Auto Sales. So if you need your car fixed or just maintained, Sunrise is where you would go. If you just want to get another car or a newer car, Crossroad Auto Sales is where you would go. In both cases, you will be treated fairly. And in the case of getting your repairs, it'll be done quickly. And what else can I say? And honestly, so good morning, Matt. How you doing?
Good, Larry. How are you?
And by the way, if you want to call into the show and ask a car question or a motorcycle question, the phone number is 622-9622. So have you ever heard a joke about the Pope wanting to drive the limousine? Have you ever heard that joke? Can I tell you that joke?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So the Pope lands in Arizona.
Okay.
And he's going to visit somebody. And so he gets in the limousine, and the driver starts driving across the desert. And it's one straight road. It's no traffic. This one big, empty, straight road. And the Pope notices it's looked pretty easy. So he says, I've really never driven. This looks easy. Do you mind if I do this? So the chauffeur says, no, go ahead. So the Pope gets behind the wheel. The limousine driver gets in the back. And the Pope starts driving, and he's speeding. And here comes a motorcycle cop. And he pulls him over.
Oh, no.
And he rolls down the window. And the motorcycle cop calls on his radio. He says, Captain, remember you told me to call you first before I give a ticket if I pull over somebody of importance? He goes, yeah, why? Who'd you get, an actor? No, more important than that. He goes, oh, more important is the mayor? No, more important than that. The governor? No, the president? Look, I don't know who it is, but the Pope is his chauffeur. You like that one?
That's good, Larry. That's good.
So I have a question about limousines. Mm-hmm. Do you ever get them to work on? Mm-hmm. How do you lift them?
Sometimes you can't lift them.
Don't they stick out both ends?
Yeah, you have to jack them up and use jack stands.
Oh my God!
Some of them we have a lift that some of them will go on.
What is the rule about how long a vehicle can be without it being too long?
I don't know. I don't think they have any rules.
So how come it doesn't bend in the middle? It seems
sometimes they do bend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're supported. They're supported pretty good though.
Huh?
I got to work on it wasn't the one the Pope drove in, but one of our presidents drove in a limo that I worked on.
Really? Yeah. Was it all bulletproof and all that stuff? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that one you couldn't lift it up. It was so heavy that it actually wouldn't lift up.
Were you guarded? Was the
no.
What do you call them? Secret Service?
No.
Were they hanging around?
No, we just had a car. We didn't have no president. We had the car.
But does it go back to the president?
This one was actually President Reagan's limo, and it actually an individual, and I'd rather not say who it was, an individual that lives here in Ocala actually purchased his limo.
Oh, really? Oh, that's kind of cool. Did it have anything presidential inside of it?
Yeah, it had presidential stuff inside of
it.
Like the seal, the president's seal in the upholstery and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I wonder if he ever goes to the zoo and says that's the presidential seal right there.
Oh, Lord, it's a cloudy, rainy day here in Ocala.
So how's everything? How you doing?
I'm tired.
How's Joey?
Joey's doing okay.
I know I should ask about all your children, but I mean, how's his progress toward the Olympics? Is that still?
I don't know, to be honest. His schedule right now is so crazy that we don't even have really a chance to even talk to him here lately.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he's I don't know. I don't know how he does what he does, to be honest. As far as his workload, school load, training load. A lot of these kids that that are going to school with athletic scholarships and stuff like that. I think a lot of them don't take the schooling as serious as they probably should, but he does.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, good for him.
You know, he's working hard on both ends of, you know, he's burning his candle's burning at both ends.
Mm-hmm. So why do you think we have to move so fast? When the car was first invented, how fast did it go?
No, it didn't go very fast.
Like 20 miles an hour?
Probably not even 20 miles an hour. The very first ones.
And do you think that they thought, oh my gosh, this is so fast?
They probably did. I mean, you stop and think about it, because maybe bicycles, you know, and how fast can a horse go, you know? But a horse, even if you had him running, he can only run for a short period of time. It's not like in the movies where they run, you know, across Oklahoma and Nevada. Into, you know, they didn't do that.
Do you remember when the speed limit signs used to change at night?
No,
you don't remember that?
No.
So, like a 70-mile-an-hour sign would say 55 at night, and the way it changed was by the angle of the light.
Huh. No, I don't remember that.
Oh my gosh, that was like an amazing invention. Whoever invented it.
I need to get one of those signs. How do you get one?
I don't know, but I'm not making that up. Everybody who's old like me, you remember these signs.
I don't remember.
It used to be at night. It was nothing electronic about it. It was just the angle of the light.
Right. Okay, I could see that.
And there was no question about it. It wasn't like a double vision. It was like you didn't have 70 and 55 on top of this on each other.
Right. Huh. No, I like going fast.
That is one of those things I forgot about, you know, just now. So yeah, but people want to just get, like this morning, Galen was talking about, from Life South, he was talking about a tunnel that you drive into in Las Vegas, and on the other side of the tunnel you come out and you just drove 100 miles an hour or more, whatever. But you don't drive. The machine takes your car at 100 miles an hour through this tunnel.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like to go 100 miles an hour in a tunnel.
That sounds... I actually prefer above ground.
I'll go 100 miles an hour above ground.
I would rather, because you can see stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I just like going over 100 miles an hour. I don't care if I'm above ground, below ground. Did
you ever go to a Epcot fast track thing?
No, I didn't do. I got to do 24 laps at Daytona.
You did?
Yeah.
At what speed?
Top speed was 175.6.
Okay. That's awesome. But scary, right?
No, it wasn't scary at all. Not
really?
Even a little bit. No,
really?
It was. No, we did it in. We did 8 laps, 3 segments. So that equaled to 24 laps.
Were you driving?
Yes, I got to drive. I had an instructor in the car in front of me, and he, with hand signals, he'd tell you what he wanted you to do.
Nobody's in the car with you?
No.
Wow.
The second 8, the first one, you know, that was kind of cool, because that was like, okay, this is, wow, you get to do this. But then the second series of the 8 laps is where you actually broke the 150. Once the car breaks at about the 150 mile an hour barrier, the car changes. Everything changes. Now you can actually drive the car. I mean, it's pretty cool. So that feeling that you get, yeah, you can just feel the car, because there's no speedometer or nothing, but you know that something happened. And then when you get done, the instructor tells you, you know, when you hit that 150 mile an hour mark, the dynamics of the car change, which was really awesome. You know, and that feeling, there was nothing scary about it. It was just awesome.
Did you have to reach a high speed before you got to the curve?
We kept our foot. We actually, I mean, you basically keep your foot slapped.
But can you drive that bank without being fast? Or we slide down?
You have to be at least 90 miles an hour to take the bank.
Ah, okay.
So like when there was a group of us. There was probably about 10 of us that were going to do this. And hang on a minute.
Telephone.
Hey, I'm on the air right now. Can I call you back in a few minutes? Okay, thanks. So anyway, so we were in a van, like this 15-passenger van, and one of the instructors.
Oh my gosh!
One of the instructors, he's driving the van, and he's telling us what's going on, and we're on the track. So we're on the Daytona.
90 miles an hour in a van?
In a van.
Oh my God!
So we're going 90 miles an hour in a van, and he turns around. And we're going into turn 1, so we're all looking out the front windshield.
Oh my God!
He turns around and looks at that and starts clapping. Now listen to me.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing. And all of a sudden, he doesn't even have a hand on the steering wheel.
Oh my God!
And this van just takes turn one and just.
And that wasn't scary for you.
That was kind of like, hey, dude, we're going into the turn, you know. But the van just did it all by itself.
Can anybody do that? I mean, is that something people pay to do? Did you pay to do it?
Somebody paid for me to do it.
Yeah.
I'll just put it like that.
But I mean,
I can give kudos where kudos. Our major parts supplier, they did it for me and Philip.
Oh, okay.
So me and Philip and his wife Patty and Sheila, we went down to Daytona, spent the day, got to drive on the track. They fed us. And it was a nice day. It was a good day.
See, I always get a kick out of the billboard on the interstate or the turnpike, wherever it is, that advertises Fast Track at Epcot. It says you go 60 miles an hour, and I'm in my car going 70, looking at this sign. I'm thinking, well, that's nothing. 60. Why is that a big deal?
No, I think you get I think there was. I did the Richard Petty experience. That's what we actually got to do,
right?
And I'd like to do that. And those 24 laps that we did at Daytona, they count. You know, those are our laps. Like if we wanted to go back to Daytona,
yeah,
I could go into another. I could do another.
And it qualifies you for something.
Yeah, you the more laps you do, the more you get to do. The faster you can go, the farther you can go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So is that how some race car drivers end up doing it professionally?
Well, all the instructors are professional race car drivers, but they're not the professional race car drivers you see on Sundays at the races.
How come?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how that works. I don't know if they have, if they're working, getting their hours.
I don't know. I'm tempted to do what you're saying. So I don't think I'll ever be tempted to jump out of an airplane. That doesn't look good to me, but I think I could maybe enjoy this.
They do a 3-lap where you ride with a driver.
That might be my speed, yeah. Does he have a radio?
I don't know why he's talking to. Actually, did we have radio? No, we didn't have radios. We did. We just watched the flag guy, and the flagman is he's the guy at the flag tower.
You got to pay attention to him.
Yes.
Huh? All right, you do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Yeah, good morning, Matt. See, at Daytona, did you have to sign a waiver?
Oh, absolutely. You sign a waiver. Yes.
Okay. And then did you had your fireproof suit on and the helmet and the whole 9 yards, right?
Yep. It's fire suit.
Really?
Wow. Helmet, Hans device. Yep, everything's on there.
Okay. See, the question now, my wife's got 75,000 on her vehicle. What about her radiator fluid now? Do they just test that with something to see if it's good or not, or should it be changed at that mileage?
Well, how long has it been since you've had it done?
The car is about 7 years old and it's never been changed.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be changed. And even if it shows that it's still potent, it still needs to be done. It still needs to be serviced.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. And thank you very much. And are you going to go back to Daytona someday again?
I go. I love Daytona. We go a lot.
I thought maybe someday if I ever go, I'd just put the wife in the back seat.
Yeah, there you go. Put her. There is no back seat. You just have to just tell her to climb in the back.
Yeah, just climb it, taper down, and climb in the back and taper down. Huh?
Yeah, there you go. Don't let her hear this now.
Yeah, don't let her hear that.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a question. So when I had the 100 point, how many point check you did for me?
I think it's like 107 actually.
So I had 107 point check. Did you check the radiator fluid? Was that one of them? Mm-hmm. So I must have passed that test.
Yeah.
And I haven't done anything. I don't change it.
We did it right when you got it though.
Oh, okay.
So you're still good. Now probably this next winter.
Yeah.
You probably need to do yours.
But if I didn't, it would corrode the inside, right?
Well, it starts. Here's the thing: you want to get it before it starts corroding. Before
I'm glad I did that test then, because that means I passed. And I'm always concerned that I'm not a good keeper of my vehicle. You know?
Yeah.
I'm always afraid that I'm not. I mean, I'm okay. I do the oil changes and all that. So. Well, that's good. And did I automatically get the Schaefer oil, or did I need to ask for that?
You have to ask for the Schaefer oil.
Okay. So I got what?
No, I think you got Schaefer oil.
I did with the 100 point check.
Yeah, I think they asked me.
Oh, okay.
So
Hey, Matt, what do I give this guy?
give him the shaver's oil. Give him the oil that was started in 1841.
I noticed that when I turned on the radio, it was on a different station. So I thought, well, maybe that was one of the checks. What kind of station? Oh, let me put some music on. Talk radio is not going to cut it. Although I did like the music station they picked. I won't mention them, but they were good. They were fun to listen to.
I wonder what station that was.
You could probably guess. Are you going to write it down?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
Because that'll tell me who did it.
Oh, really? Oh, gosh. Write the call letters because I don't know numbers like that well.
I don't know it. I don't know.
I don't know call. I know call letters more than numbers. Let me see. What is he going to write?
I don't know what it was, but
let's see.
Oh, I know what it is.
Oh, okay. Let's see. No, it was not that one.
It wasn't?
No.
Huh. I don't know who did it now.
Although I like that. I like all the stations, really. I'm a big radio fan. All right, this radio station right now has a show on it where you can ask questions about your car. If I could just say something while you're making a decision what to ask Matt, the number is 622-9622. I will say this, that I've heard Matt's ad where he talks about the 100-point check, and it's really 107 points. And Matt's guys will look at things in the car to make sure they are the way they should be. And I'll let him tell you what they actually look at. But the thing that I liked about it was, first of all, it was very affordable, and it included an oil change, right? So
yep.
I got that, and it was like $89, I think, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. And you guys figured out what I kind of already knew, that I needed a new battery, which I already kind of knew that. But I was glad it was only that and not like something more serious. Like, is the solenoid still part of a car?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the one word I remembered from when I was younger. That would have been expensive if it was that?
Well, the solenoid is basically on the starter now. And back in the day,
I
we
don't
used
know.
to rebuild starters and alternators, but we don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay. But the point is that I am now more, I don't know if comfortable is the right word, but I feel good about knowing that, I only failed in 3 areas. 3 big areas, but still 3 areas. So I had to have a battery. My brakes have to be fixed, which I haven't done yet. But so far, they don't seem like there's anything wrong. And then third is the tires, and I knew that I needed to start looking at tires. So
yeah, and the brakes don't
wait.
Don't wait till you have the noise.
Yeah,
then it costs another $200.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I told Tom. Tom is the guy who called me, right? Tom.
Yep.
I told Tom that it would probably be this month. So
okay.
Hopefully. How much will that be?
I don't know.
The back ones.
The back brakes.
Yeah, you said the back were worse than the front.
I don't know. I'd have to.
$1,000?
No.
Okay, so less.
2,000.
Oh, okay. I was going to say less. Less than 1,000.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Less than 200.
Oh, really?
Should be, yeah, unless we tear up the rotors or something.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
I don't know. There should be a report somewhere, right, that says what I need?
Yeah, oh yeah. It definitely it's on. That's every time you come into Sunrise, we keep track of everything that we did.
Is that on the
and everything
app?
that we suggest to do?
Is that information on that app that you have? Don't you have a Sunrise app?
No, we report to Carfax. So.
Oh, Carfax.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go, if we write it on the ticket, if you make a note, it gets put on like Carfax.
So if somebody buys my car right now, they can look at that and say, well, it looks good, but it looks like it needs brakes and tires, even without even seeing the car. Really?
But it also will show, oh, look, the guy keeps it. He gets his oil change on a regular basis.
Yeah, right.
Or he doesn't get his oil change on a regular basis.
No, I do. I'm pretty good. That's about the only thing I'm really good at.
Everything that's done, it gets reported to Carfax. And like a lot of times, we got to be careful because like if your car comes in and has a scratch on the right front fender.
Yeah.
Okay, and we just write for information's sake, scratch on right front fender. Carfax will take scratch on right front fender and turn it into damage of right front fender.
Oh no!
So yeah, we've upset some people because one of the things that we want to do is we don't want to not say that there's a scratch on the right front fender. Then the people come pick up their car and say, "Well, you scratched my right front fender."
Yeah, right.
We do a walkabout before.
Let me just say, just as you are honest with me, I'm always going to be honest with you. I would never say that you did, but I know some people would.
Right, and they do.
You have to be careful.
So you have to do your due diligence.
Yeah, you should do. Cover your own fenders.
Yes, sir.
Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Good morning, Matt. This is Sonny calling. As a kid, I can remember I was very friendly with their son, and we used to pal around together, and we were both like, I don't know, around 10 years old. And we went with them, or I went with them when they went out to the beach, and this was in Bayville, Long Island. And they had a 1930-something or other Dodge, and it would fit their whole family, which was, they had their both grandparents and then the two parents, and everybody was big. I mean, not just sideways talking, I'm talking tall and everything. And went out with them anyway to Bayville, and the car would get on the Grand Central Parkway, and this is when the Grand Central Parkway only had that, 2-foot-high divider. And I think the speed limit was 45 on the Grand Central then.
Wow.
And the car, they did their own maintenance. It was unbelievable from A to Z. But anyway, the car we were going down the Grand Central, and there was a lot of curves in that, and then the underpasses and everything. But that car at 45 would more or less stay on the road, and because the road was banked a little bit, when you hit the turn, the thing would they would take the hands off, and so it's on automatic now.
Yeah.
The thing would actually follow the curves around and everything else, providing you didn't hit a pothole or something.
It's automatic drive.
But it was amazing to sit there and just see the car zipping down the road and nobody's really steering it. His hands were near the wheel, but it was really amazing to see that. And I still remember that as a kid. And then about a couple years later, they were starting to widen the Grand Central Parkway and take some of the curbs out. And I'll never forget, there was a brutal accident on that thing. And this was in the 60s, early 60s. And the Corvette got caught in this crash. He couldn't nothing happened to his car, but the crash was up ahead, but had gasoline coming back down the hill, down the roadway, and it set the Corvette on fire. And I never seen fiberglass burn like that. It just looked like you had plastic, and you put heat on it, and it just crumbled. But I'll never forget that.
Wow.
And then. Well, the big thing was somebody was running in I don't know why, but he ran across the roadway and through the burning gas, and he fell down and wound up rolling over. Boy, did that guy get burned. And there's this woman standing next to the guy who was Crispy Critter, and she goes, "Oh, my car!" What the heck? It was unbelievable. A lot of cars went up in flames because of and they weren't involved in the accident. They were just downhill from the accident. But it was really something to see at that time. And I'm assuming they have that taken care of road-wise and safety-wise on the cars now. But those days, I can remember as a kid, a lot of people still had cars from the 30s. And, nobody didn't trade them in every 6 months or whatever. But the memories are great anyhow. I don't know about these new cars and how they're going to be worked on and how they're going to be maintained, but the car I have that I've been bringing to you regular, and then pretty soon I'll be bringing my other car to you. So anyway, Matt, have a great day. Thanks for doing the program, and thanks for everything, WOCA.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you, Sonny.
Yeah, that was some accident he described there. Holy cow.
Yeah.
All right. If you are looking for a mechanic, if you don't have a mechanic, I would suggest Sunrise Automotive. Matt and his guys, they will treat you right. They will get the job done. They're smart, they're honest, and they're quick. And they're fair. The price is always fair. And that's why I continue to go to Matt for my needs. And now I have a 107-point check. I would recommend this. Get this thing, this 107-point check. Because then you're comfortable. You know, I thought maybe something else needed to be done, and I'm pretty good, right?
Yep, absolutely.
What's your number over there?
You can call me at 352-690-1993.
And if you need a new car, also Crossroad Auto Sales on the same property. Different phone number?
352-690-6695.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Larry.
We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Some forms of fracking would be banned in Florida under a bill that cleared the Senate Agriculture Committee yesterday. The Florida Senate Criminal Justice Committee unanimously approved a measure yesterday that would make people who organize hazing culpable if someone is seriously injured or dies, even if the organizer did not participate in the event. A woman in Brevard County shot her boyfriend during an argument about his loud snoring. Florida could require healthcare facilities to put in place a policy mandating employees report acts or suspected acts of sexual misconduct involving patients. A 54-year-old woman died during a scuba diving trip off St. Petersburg Beach. The woman accused of stabbing her 11-year-old daughter to death told investigators she killed her to keep her from having sex. The Villages is a testing ground for self-driving taxi cabs, and Madame Tussauds Orlando's Justice League exhibit is adding the Flash and Cyborg to their cast of characters. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Times of clouds and sunshine Tuesday with a high between 73 at the coast, 79 inland. Clear to partly cloudy Tuesday night with a low of 56 in some of the interior sections to about 65 along the coast. For Wednesday, a breezy day with sunshine and some clouds, high 76 on the coast, 81 inland. Thursday, partly sunny and warm, high 79 along the coast, 85 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Dunbar.
The College of Central Florida is committed to being your first choice for quality higher education. CF has locations in Marion, Citrus, and Levy counties and offers more than 60 academic programs. Earn a certificate, associate, or bachelor's degree with Florida's 2+2 program. A student can complete an associate in arts at CF and be guaranteed admission to a state of Florida university. CF is ranked number 13 in the U.S. for affordability, is military friendly, and offers a full student life experience. Make CF your first choice. Call 352-873-5800. Have a magical night at the Appleton Museum of Art on Saturday, April 20th from 6 till 9 p.m. Grab a Our next guest taught me the word recusant, Robin. I might be mispronouncing it, but
I don't know either.
I am a recusant. I had to look it up. I didn't know what it was. The Poet Recusant is a new book. It's coming out today. Today's the publication day. Stephanie Jo Harris has written this book. In addition to being a talented writer, she's also a licensed counselor. And this is definitely a thriller, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I am a recusant. I don't know in the same way that Stephanie's protagonist is. I guess maybe not protagonist is not the right word. Stephanie Jo Harris. Good morning, Stephanie. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Oh, good morning.
Where are you?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Where are you calling from?
Calling outside of Chicago.
Oh, okay. Are you a recusant too? I'm a recusant.
I would say I'm a recusant, yes.
Somebody who refuses to submit to authority. That would be me. If I was ever a bad guy, I'd be a really bad recusant. But now I'm kind of a melancholy recusant.
Well, as we age, right?
Well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe as I get older, I'll be even more defiant. I don't know. So tell me about the story. And this is a sequel, Robin told me.
That's correct, yes. This is the sequel to The Poet. And in The Poet, we follow a character, Rebecca Page.
Oh, okay.
And she ends up in a hostage situation, kind of at an isolated cabin. And during that day, she encounters a man that's known as the Poet, who ends up being a fairly dangerous man and an assassin type.
Wow.
So,
is that Jack?
Yes.
Okay. And he continues on. But tell me about Jack. Where does he come from in your mind? Where does it start for you?
Well, Jack's background is a little bit of a mystery. Throughout the first book, you explore that a little bit. Kind of get to see his upbringing in a Catholic orphanage, and the things that occur in his life that kind of lead him down this path. And then in The Poet Recusant is further explores the relationship between Jack and Rebecca, and kind of ends, you can't just be an assassin and then return to normal life. So there's some repercussions that follow them.
Really? Does the assassin part of the character serve as a way for you to be a recusant? Obviously, you're not going to be a real assassin, but does it in some metaphoric way?
I would say it has some cathartic value to writing that, yes.
Everybody thinks that we would feel better and have a better life if we could learn not just to forgive others, but to forgive yourself. And that's one of the observations that you have in the story, if that really does work for each one of us.
Yes, thank you, Robin. I'm glad that you picked that out. I think of the book as both books as a morality tale hiding underneath a thriller. And so my hope would be that people would consider things like that.
And also love, too. I mean, every life, I feel, has to have some kind of romance in it. But sometimes people doubt themselves.
That's very true. Very true.
So today's an exciting date. Today's the release date. So what do you do? I mean, do you celebrate, or do you just kind of look at the numbers over and over again? How does that work for you?
For me, I plan to have a little champagne, just a kind of a small internal celebration. I am happy that the second book is out. So, and it seems so far to have been well received.
We can celebrate down here, Rob. Well, she's in Chicago.
Absolutely.
That's right. That's right. I have a character in there named Roberto, and every once in a while he reverts back to the Italian language, and Jack doesn't appreciate that too much.
That's right. That's right.
So
Jack is very fun.
So when you were writing the book and you have to explore and research different cultures, what is one of the similarities that popped out in your mind?
You mean following the Jack character?
Yes.
I think I really make an effort not to tell anyone what he's thinking. And so often when I'm writing the first and the second book, I had to ditch paragraphs and paragraphs to make sure that the reader would have an opportunity to make their own decisions about his motivation and what he may or may not be thinking.
Is it? Do people feel it's better for themselves to make those types of edit cuts than to be the author of the book and think it's done and then give it to another person who is an editor to do what they do? it's kind of emotional, I think.
It is a little bit emotional, and sometimes you have to get rid of things that you really like. For me, that was a personal choice. I didn't want anyone else to influence my personal development of the characters, so that was kind of my own choice.
So I see in common with you and with the book is the philosopher. You are a talented storyteller, but there's a philosopher in you that's coming out as well, and the poet also seems to be a philosopher. Would you agree with what I'm seeing here?
I absolutely would agree with that. He has a very unique perspective of the world.
I mean, poets typically are philosophers. If you, even Dr. Seuss was a philosopher, right? So,
right, absolutely.
So I think that's what we're seeing here, and also I would think that poets are usually resentful of authority. So I think it all works out. I can see a full circle here between you and the characters, actually, and the book, and the kind of the vibe we're getting from the book.
I think so. Rebecca and I share. I used to have the same job as she does in the story, and then so I'm certain some of that is tied in. And additionally, another definition for recusant is a Catholic who refuses to submit to the Church of England.
Ah, okay.
And you do have the priest in there. I mean, there is a little conscience seeking.
Yes. Throughout both stories, he has positive and negative influences. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The book only comes out today, but you've already got a really great review from Tom McGee. I'm guessing Tom McGee is probably does something similar to what we do. So that's always good to get somebody who's kind of in this business, who's giving you some really good marks. Do you have a website set up for the book, or should I recommend that people go to Amazon?
Certainly Amazon is available. I'm planning on a website. I had one, and I wasn't happy with it. So.
Oh, okay. Well, Stephanie, thank you. What's the weather like up in Chicago?
We finally have a little bit of sun today.
Well, good. On the day of your book release, you get some sun, get some champagne, and congratulations on the book. And
it's wonderful. And great read.
And definitely come back with the next one.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you, Stephanie. We'll be right back.
Tired of looking at stained carpets, dirty tile, or grout? Call Silverback Restoration, 414-531